Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome to your spiritual vaccine hour. I'm Sister Jenna, and that song just opens you up. We got that from the American Meditating Retreat that we hosted a few days ago, and it was just a simple, nice video to put together. And it's actually happens to be World Water Day as well yesterday. And Kristen, actually, the Kristen who's the voice of the song that you just heard, also sang a song for the World Unity Week to honor the water. As we all know, for those of us who have been studying themes and times and movements in the world, water is going to be a very big issue in the future, if it's not already in certain countries. And there are a lot of concerns that the next war will be one around water. And so we have taken for granted this element of water for such a long time. And she's been so humble. And in her humility, she's yet so great. But she keeps giving, and she keeps giving. So please, jot this down. The World Water Law. The World Water Law is the first initiative towards the global adoption and implementation of the codes for a healthy earth. The water of life, the first medicine of the world, is so precious to every living thing that grows, breathes, and lives. The water is the female blood of Mother Earth that brings life. A woman brings children in this world through water of the womb. She then cleans her child with water, cooks and feeds them with water. She plants and waters her gardens. The trees that grow and provide air need water. Water is life, and as we say, Mini Wikani, water of life. We will continue to stand for the water so that we may live. The World Water Law is a great way for all people to unite around water and demand a binding international law protecting one of our Mother Earth's prime resources. So, I'd like you to look this up. Please visit the codes.earth. If you could put that in the comments list, Brother Santosh or Antonia. Codes.earth/water law. And let them know that you heard about the initiative from the Brahma Kumari's meditation museums. So we had premiered a song yesterday on World Unity Week. As I told you, we're in partnership with World Unity Week, and we have now a few more days left. Ben Bowler and the team has been non-stop 24/7. Today's the 25th. We've got 2 more days left for this momentous event of trying to bring so many people together for the sake of unity. And it's been a huge assignment, and sending them a lot of blessings and a lot of good wishes. So if you go onto our Meditation Museum Facebook or America Meditating Facebook, you will get to see some of the updates, and please feel free to share the work that they're doing. We value it enough to take the time to have them use our network of people and friends because of the good work they're doing. And I think when you're humble, you always reach out to help. See, humble people are not afraid to see others grow. There's a power in practicing humility over a long period of time because you get closer to the quality of God. You know? I mean, God just keeps giving and giving and giving, and the only thing that, we always maybe think God expects or Baba expects from us is for us to be clean and pure. And still we win. If we can clean up our act and purify our act, we still win. We still become better people in the game. So when we look at the whole energy of humility, I invite you to ponder on it a little bit. Sister Gita was saying before we came on air, and I asked her, what is humility to you, Sister Gita? And she said, it's like a tree that's full, no? No matter how much you take from it or how much you stone it, it bows to you. And it still gives you what it has. It keeps giving. And I thought that was such a beautiful example. And she said, the reason why it keeps giving is that it's full of virtues. And we have this beautiful poster, it's an old time poster in the Brahma Kumaris, where there's a picture of this floral pot with all these beautiful flowers in it. And with each flower, there's a virtue written on it. So they claim that, and I believe this, a person who is rich in virtues, a person who is rich in virtues is very, very, very humble. Because they're full. Their soul is satisfied, and because they're living from the satisfaction within. There isn't a need for external pump and show or validation or recognition or more in terms of how you think the world should see you or what the world should want from you. So I invite you to take that time just for a little bit and write down, if you can, or type it in the comments list, what are some of your core virtues that you've heard people say about you, and it echoes again and again. I always hear people say, oh, Sister Jenna is very creative. They say she has a lot of energy. They say she really cares about building people. I've heard that a lot. I've heard people say she's loving. So I've heard that. I've heard people say she's very kind. She's very generous. So I've heard that. So think about those, like when I look at my own virtues. Huh?
Enthusiasm.
Oh, Santosh added enthusiasm. I thought that was the energy part. So yes, I am enthusiastic, and I always credit my energy of enthusiasm to Sister Gita, because when I came onto my path of spiritual awakening, she told me to promise her that when I started to live and spend time with a lot of various personalities, whether it was in an ashram or in service to a lot of people, she says, promise me, Jen, you won't look at the defects or see the defects of anyone. And I had not known that she was offering me a vaccine, a spiritual vaccine that would protect me so many years later, almost 30 years later. I have walked on my spiritual journey with my eyes closed. When it comes on to people's limitations or weaknesses, there are a few that I have felt that it's taken me a little bit longer. Maybe it's my interpretation that I hold in my head of that or two people, and I'm expecting something, which is also being fed from ego and attachment, but I'm aware of it. And so the fact that I'm aware of it, I know I have to do the work on clearing that out. It has nothing to do with the person or them. So how many virtues do you have? I mean, what are some of the virtues that you hear people share about you over and over again? And how does it make you feel when somebody actually takes the energy to allow breath to come through their lips because they're thinking about you in this beautiful way, and they're saying, oh, you are so kind, you are so funny, you are so royal, you are so dignified, you are so sweet, right? So when the soul is in the experience of its original nature of itself, when the soul is in the experience of its original nature of itself, which is that you're pulling from within the experience and the comfort of your peace and a sense of love and respect and dignity and joy, that will humble you because you're self and soul satisfied. then a lot of the external things are not going to be that important to you. And it's natural for you to give. Someone the other day was sharing about, why is it that even when someone does something wrong to me and I hear something happens to them, I still feel like going to help them? That's your goodness. That's your royalty. That's your humility that's speaking. Don't deny it. Don't kill it, as long as you're not going to help them because you're trying to please people for your own comfort. Because a lot of times when we become people pleasers, it's a form of ego, but inferiority ego. It's not humility. So if you're constantly trying to please people to be liked, or it's coming from something less within you, it is inferiority ego, so there won't be humility. There will be some aspect of expectation from them, something. And if they don't do something that you like, you're going to get pretty raunchy, and then you realize, maybe I wasn't really giving from a pure place. I wasn't giving from a sweet place. So I want you to think about that. So check if your giving is to please people because you want it to be liked. That isn't humility. I've watched people, and some people will just keep giving and giving and giving, and they exhaust themselves, and they do this and they do that. And I see that they're doing it because they want to be liked. And then sometimes I'll ask them, please make sure you don't let that person do this and do that. They go, no, I can't do that, you do it. And I notice that they won't give, like they won't share the policies or the guidelines or the best practices. Let's say if it's at the museum and there's somebody who is managing the museum that day. It's not Santosh, I'm just giving you an example. And they're very sweet to everyone, but when they have to give a correction, they move back. They don't give a correction. And it's not even a correction as a negative to hurt anyone, but they won't offer a suggestion that seems like it won't please the person. You get what I'm saying? So the fact that they can't offer a suggestion because they're afraid of hurting the person because the person might not like them, then their giving isn't really giving. They're people pleasing. And that's a sign of inferiority ego. So we're learning about this practice of what is real humility. Because real humility is not afraid of making suggestions to people to say, I don't think this is the right thing to do. Could we revisit this? Because in terms of how we're functioning as an organization or as a group of people, this isn't acceptable. We have a particular policy. Our kitchen tends to be a very sattvic or sacred place. And time again, I don't know if any of you are hearing Little Happy, but she is snoring away. You would not believe it. She must be so tired. It's just so funny to listen to her. It was just so cute. Anyway, so back to my story. I couldn't help it because I got distracted because she's like going at it right now, Little Happy. So we have a policy in the kitchen that only individuals who are either cooking in the kitchen or cleaning up the kitchen or helping in the kitchen are basically allowed in the kitchen. And it's an organization and it's a business, so Macy's doesn't have all of us walking into their kitchen with their staff, right? If I go to Macy's and I just want to walk into their staff because I like people, they won't let me into their staff. But with the meditation museum, sometimes we used to watch, like everybody wants to go in the kitchen and hang out and talk, and I would have to tell them, you can't come in the kitchen unless you're working or you're clean or this or that. And some of the people who would be in the kitchen, I would say, you must tell individuals, please do not enter the kitchen unless they won't do it. So then I would get back the signal in my head, you're just a people pleaser. How can I trust your leadership? So then I would get this feeling in my head, right? So I would see that, and how do I articulate it to that person? Because they're not seeing it. Because at their whole base is that I don't want to upset people. I want to please people. But yet, you don't want to empower people. You don't want to grow people. You don't want people to learn what's the best practice to do. So when we look at humility, I think we look at it in ways where we have to understand the balance of giving and taking. There's a balance in giving and taking, which humility lives in. There is a balance in not putting anybody too high up and not putting anyone too low down. There's a balance in it. It's humility. If you make somebody too high in your mind, if they do anything wrong or anything off of character, you will not be pleased with them. You will drown them in a second. In Hinduism, they have this where they'll dress up the deities, make the deities, go around the town with the deities, sing pujas and all these worshipping of the deities, and they dunk those deities in the river, in the water, in the ocean. And I used to look at that like, this is how we do one another. We will praise each other, we will sing, we will do what we want, and if we don't get what we want, we just dip each other in the river and say bye-bye. Again, was my relationship based on that only? Humility says, I will keep giving, and in a balanced way, at a soul level. And I want to read something that I got from Daddy Janki, which I think was really, really powerful. It's her Companion of God book that I found as the museum's copy. As you can see, museum copy, do not remove. And I did remove it. So now I'm going to get into trouble, but I promise I'll put it back. Oh boy, life is so funny. Anyway, Daddy Janki's book on developing humility. I'm so happy to see all of you tonight and just to be with you. Thank you for making our spiritual vaccine hours so special and so sweet and so alive. So genuine, you know, real. No pomp, no splendor, no excitement like big time. It's just time together in the living room, chit-chatting, you know, just chit-chatting about life. Having really deep conversations together, right? Thumbs up if you think the same. I just felt an overwhelming amount of love right now, and I just had to acknowledge it. So Daddy Janki was talking about developing humility. The difficulty with ego is that it is deeply concealed. Most people don't even know they have it. Saying something to them about it just increases their arrogance. Ego destroys love. It destroys the ability to learn. So there is no more exchange, no more give and take. Wow. I pass through many situations all day long and make sure I don't stop exchanging love. Ego can be overcome by developing humility. There should be as much humility in the soul as there is honesty, so that the more honest I become, the greater the humility that I have. The more honest I become, the greater humility I have. Both go together. Honesty and humility. If I know how to bow, there will be love. If I know how to give respect, there will be love. If I am respectful, I will receive love. But if I don't know how to bow, the love will finish. I have to keep giving respect again and again. Don't worry. Keep giving respect. Keep giving respect. Keep giving respect. The secret behind this is to never stop the give and take of love with God. The secret behind this ability to keep giving respect, even if they're arrogant, even if they're nasty, that he says, The secret behind this is to never stop the give and take of love with God. In this way, I can make my heart very strong so that I am no longer hurt by anything. Hurt feelings are the main reason why the give and take of love stops. And they say when you get hurt or offended, it was because of ego. Let's have a little meditation on healing the heart right now. Let's go to God and deepen the connection and the relationship with Source that we know is there. And let me just invite you right now to take a deep breath and just think about what was shared right now, because when you really reach that humble place, there's such a surrender. There's such a coming home to yourself. There's such power to forgive and to let go. There's a great natural fragrance of beauty. And I know that we get to that place because of our experience based on our relationship with God, with Baba. So let's take a deep breath, and everyone just take this time now and make sure you're in a nice space at the house. And if you're cooking or putting things together and walking and moving around in the house as you're listening to this session, I love that. But I feel like this meditation and this time of reflection for you will open you up. It'll open you up. It'll just allow you to embrace the love and the power that you are. So take a deep breath. Enjoy the journey.
I allow my body to rest. I take a deep breath in, and as I breathe out, I release any tightness or tension that I'm holding in my body. I am becoming loose and free and relaxed. I allow my thoughts to settle as I prepare to meditate. I let my mind rest. I absorb the music into my soul. I listen to the gentle sounds as the music soothes my mind. And I relax completely. Above me, I perceive a shining star. A star radiating infinite light from a central point. I am moved by the star's perfect beauty. The star's light is drawing me like a magnet, and I feel my spirit rising. Breaking free from my bodily restrictions, my spirit flies upwards towards the star. I'm floating in the freedom of endless space. The star attracts me closer to itself. I'm drawn even closer until I'm right by the heart of the star. I'm surrounded by a soft, silvery glow. I sense that this light has a living warmth which enters my spirit. I know this star is a gift from God, and through this star, God is caressing my spirit with light and love. Within this light and love, my spirit rests peacefully. I am peaceful. I am content. My spirit is whole. My spirit is healed through God's love and peace. As I absorb divine love, the light of God reaches every aspect of my spirit. I allow God's loving light into every dark corner. The light touches my fear. I feel the fear dissolve into a loving light of acceptance. I absorb loving divine light into my dark moods of anger, and I feel a growing easiness and tolerance in my spirit. The light touches my worry, and I let go of my concerns for the future. I let go of what happened in the past. And I become peaceful, carefree. Every aspect of my spirit is light and free. I have absorbed light and peace deeply into my spirit, and I radiate this light and peace outwards. I rest a while in the gentle, loving light of God.
Om Shanti. Welcome back, everyone. How was that? Did you feel like you were able to touch God's light and God's light was able to remove any illusion that was still sitting inside? You know, the world is kind of funny now. It's almost as if you have a lot of ego and a lot of aggressiveness and bulliness, you're seen and you're heard. You're like king of the mountain. And it sets such a confusing tone for younger generations who might disregard the gentler, kinder, softer spirit type people. You know, they might actually call the soft-spoken ones weak, the kinder ones weak, the ones that live with morals and values weak. But in reality, they are the strong ones, because when you come from a place of kindness and morals and ethics and honesty and respect and generosity, it is the depth of your strength. It is because of your humility. I learned something from Daddy Prakashmani, and it's similar to what Daddy Janki was saying. And she was saying that for humility to really work through you, you have to be so neutral. Like supremely neutral. Where there isn't, I like this one more than this one. Oh, I don't like that one because that one's like this. It's like you have to be supremely neutral. And that's a big effort, to look through the windows of the eyes from a neutral place. It requires some deep wisdom. It requires you to pay attention to what is important and what is really valuable. Humility, I don't know. It is so needed in this particular time, and it's so rare. When's the last time you really bumped into a humble, kind, caring, gentle spirit? When was the last time? And when you think about those qualities, you think that's how God would design that child. Like, that child is filled of God's vibrations. So it's natural for them to have this energy about them. You know, whatever they touch, they raise. Whatever they touch, beauty surrounds it. Whatever they touch just has this sheer essence of something sacred, something pure. When there's the practice of humility, you continuously check yourself to see if there was love in what you just said, if there was love in what you just did. Was there love in the way you looked at that person? Remember the story I told you a long time ago about one of our beautiful students, Rashmi? And you know, she was what you would call a very, very simple person. But there's, and there's such beauty in simplicity. And I remembered her saying, you know, what ego was. And remember, Santosh, she had said, face change, no? Just like that. And we were all sitting around the table and we were like, what? Face change, no? And I went, oh my gosh, she's right. You can see it in an arrogant person, the face changes. Like just, It becomes ravenous, But there's something about this whole energy of humility. It likes people. And it's comfortable with people. And various kinds of people, And you find that they say that with like ego, out of all the 5 vices, remember algae? Anger, A for anger. Wait, algae. A for anger, L for lust, G for greed, A for attachment, and E for ego. Remember that? And out of the 5 vices, let's say anger, you need somebody to argue with. Lust, you need somebody with. Greed, you want to have more than one. Attachment, you need somebody. But ego can be by him or herself. The thing with ego, they can be by themselves. They're isolated. They can stay alone. When there's arrogance in your nature, and let's say even if you're jealous about someone, no matter how much somebody will praise how good the other person is, if you have jealousy or ego towards that person, no matter how many praise you hear of the person, you will never jump on and say they're very good. You'll either stay quiet, or you'll get up and leave the room, or you'll go, but did you hear what happened to them? Funny, isn't it? The subtle undertows of ego and how it robs you from love. You'll find that when there is ego, there is a kind of a dryness. There's like a feeling of carrying a lot of criticisms and complaints, because the soul isn't self-satisfied, but the soul can speak a lot about how much money it has, how much clothes it has, how much it has done, and it can pump it up, and it can even convince you how good they are, that you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, why not? Yeah, that would be good. But then you get deceived only to realize, but there's nothing there. There is power in being able to be honest, present, open to learn. I want to learn. So the suggestion of the idea that you're giving me, it can't be coming for no reason. There is a power in not comparing others to people. Oh, I like this one better than this one. You catch yourself and you make complaints about people all the time, and you're like, it's the ego, no? So there isn't that humility. We have a ways to go. We all do. But it's the knowing and understanding of what we're doing that can be very, very important. And that can help us to make the changes that we need to make, Because we're really good at the core. So the practice of humility, pay attention. Check if there's love in your thoughts, words, or deeds. Stop comparing. No like or dislike. Just observe. It has to be a practice. You have to get into this practice of becoming very, very neutral. Because in that neutrality, there's just, I feed only from within. I feed from the core potential. I feed from the inheritance Baba has given the soul. And I want to come from that experience as I speak to you, as I cook, as I eat, as I walk, as I dress, as I decide to correct someone and make something better, as I come up with ideas. These are very powerful times, my friends. We are being given the wonderful second chance of cleaning up shop for the soul to become completely clean. And I think that's been a blessing with this pandemic and all the things that we've had to go through. in the last 3 months. It's always going to be a blessing, because you'll always come from a deeper place and find some truth that maybe you might have missed before. All right, does anyone have any questions, any thoughts they'd like to share? Anything tonight you'd like to offer your tribe? Good evening, everyone. Nice to see everyone. Elisa, welcome. Davina, you just saw a beautiful rainbow. How lovely. Beautiful. Hi, Blessed Life. Louise, so nice to see you. Portia, bravo, bravo, bravo. Nitish, nice to have you. Shalini, Om Shanti. Marissa, Annette, Jennifer Scotland, Susanna, Ranju, Sangeeta, Wendy, Shobha, Indu. Yes, V brother, nice to have you. Eta, nice to have you on. Esmita, always good to have you. Dr. Madhavi, nice to see you. Minakshi and Aditi. Aditi, thank you for the new camera that you got for us. So Aditi, one of the powerful, beautiful students at George Mason University, donated the other camera that Santosh is having a ball with. I don't know if he used it today, but now he's giving 2 different angles. So thanks to Aditi Goel for that wonderful donation to Baba's Meditation Museum. It'll be used for service. He's planning on taking it on the road too, by the way, just to let you know. Bryn, nice to have you. Nicole Jones, beautiful retreat we were in. Glad to have you. I'm glad everything is going well for you. Praveen, Om Shanti. Nikhil Kumar Joshi, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. All right, everyone. Any questions before we close off with the meditation? Everyone's okay? Anybody on Facebook has any questions? You're all good? Everyone's good? All right. So I hear Maryland is getting ready to open up soon. What is it? The third? What do they call it, Santosh? The third phase? Not Montgomery County where we are. Okay, well, I hear that they're planning to open up a little bit more. So we'll update you. I think what we'll do is maybe we might open up maybe 1 or 2 days for the week. Maybe not all 7 days that we used to open up before. And we'll definitely update you. But everyone, I think we need to just keep doing spiritual vaccine hour, no? And continue with that. So there's always a way. There's always a way. Yeah, what's your question, Yasvi? Let's see. Let me put on my glasses, Yasvi. I'm getting younger. Hold up. All right. Does self-compassion and compassion for others drive away ego? No, not if it's balanced. The ego is only fed when there's imbalance. That's why I was sharing about it's important for us to check the neutrality of it all. So only when there's an imbalance that in some way the ego slips in. But when there is a pretty healthy balance, and how do you know there's a pretty healthy balance? You'll feel an alignment. You'll feel a sense of alignment. There'll be a sense of self-contentment. You'll be feeding from inside out. Life will feel like a breath of fresh air. There'll be a lot more happiness and love coming from you. That's your sign. And you can't convince yourself you're loving, you're happy. No, you'll know it. Because happiness is huge. I mean, your world gets huge when you're happy. It just is. It's big. It's big. It's not small. It's not little happiness. It's big happiness. It's big. You know. Good. All right. You're welcome, Jennifer Scotland. Always nice to have you. Very special soul. So on behalf of all of us here, we want to send you our unlimited love and blessings. Sister Geeta is sitting to my left, and she's got this beautiful energy around her. Energetic, angelic, very pure, very gentle, very humble. Sometimes I'll glance at her throughout the day and I'll go, wow, she's so evolved. She's so gentle. She's so with God, with Baba. And, she sees me and Santosh moving and, oh, we got to do this and we have a meeting and we just look at ourselves, look, that's what we got to be. It's what Sister Gita is, She's like, That's what we've got to be, is just contented with ourselves. That's humility. To be contented with yourself. You'll be a very humble person. So we're going to play a song because we are running out of time, and we appreciate every one of you. I have to put my glasses on all the time. Diraj, nice to have you in the tribe. Focus on inner virtues, and excellent suggestion to build oneself. Thanks for the guidance. Nice session today. I'm glad everyone likes it. Yeah, we'll continue spiritual vaccine. We'll just find a way to work around it. So tomorrow's program, Antonia just texted, you are what you believe. Oh, one of my favorite topics. You are what you believe. It's a great one. All right, everyone. Breathe. Take it easy. Have a good night. Please get something healthy to eat. If you haven't started a vegetarian diet, I do recommend to do meatless Monday or meatless Friday or meatless one day a week. And just save our little furry friends with 4 legs, or 2 maybe. As you start to awaken and begin to feel the energy of the soul, and the power in being a sustainer to life, your consciousness will change and you will naturally just want to preserve the planet. You will naturally want to make the nature more calm. You would like to preserve the animals and their lives. You will eat healthier. You will take care of things. Again, karmas are karmas. From previous lifetimes, sometimes they'll come and get you. So there's nothing you can do about it but keep your connection to Baba and stay as happy as possible until it passes. It's like a storm. Hurricanes, they come and they go. They don't stay around forever. But take care of your health. It's really, really important. And be well. And think in love. See you tomorrow.
Breathe on me, breath of life. Shake the dust from the stars tonight. Light a candle in my name. Together maybe we could learn to change. The gift of silver becomes the gift of gold. The deepest secrets will unfold. The night is shattered by the rising sun, and all the earth will sing the same song. Breathe on me, breath of love. Wrap the broken pieces of this heart. Find the voices
still and hold the shadows back and drink your fill. I'm tired of fighting words stored in my head and all the dreams we've left unsaid. The sun is rising, now it won't be long till all the earth will sing the same song. Breathe on me, breath of life, and shake the dust from the stars tonight. Light a candle, say my name.